What's up, guys? It's Tyler. I'm going to do my Locker Eros review. Trigger warning, all that fun stuff, prosthetics, penises, and all that's going to be on your screen. So, if you're family, please don't watch it. I guess I don't really care if you watch, but yeah, that's up to you. Also, before I start this review, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that I'm in no way endorsed, compensated, nothing like that for talking about Locker the way that I talk about them. I just personally have really good experiences with them. Every time that I deal with them, they're really quick to respond to me, all of that. So I just want to make sure that there's somebody coming from that side so that they're not, not everybody's always constantly hearing about how Locker is not, that great. That being said, I'm also going to remind people that I guess I just always feel like Locker's getting a lot of flack for, things that are out of their control, like the freedom orders, etc. They can't help that freedom doesn't, send them to them in a timely manner. That's on freedom. Send their frustrations there instead of to Locker, because they're really trying to do good stuff for us in the community. So with that being said, all that good stuff out of the way, here is Eros. And if you watch my unboxing, then you've already saw him. Keep in mind that this is a beta, so it may not be exactly like, the final one. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this review. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. I got a little bit of my voice is cracking like a mug too. Anyway, so this is him. He is awesome. It does have a flat back, so it's not 3D. It's not like all 3D or whatnot. It does fall in a natural position, like so. The color, I'll get to all that. So the length is, I think I said in my unboxing that the packet that I got with him said that the length was 4 inches, but that is not the case. The length is actually 3.5 inches. I was looking through my packet later, and I noticed on another page that it did say that the length was 3.5 inches, not 4. So 3.5 inches for 4 inches in girth. I wrote some notes here, so if I keep looking back and forth, sorry. So it is their own in-house line. They made 3 of their own, which is awesome because they're more affordable than trying to go to these more expensive places and getting it, your prosthetics and stuff. And you can't, they're just trying to look out for us. They know that we can't, we're trying to save for top surgery, bottom surgery, all this stuff. So we can't really afford to go out and spend hundreds on prosthetics. So they're trying to keep that in mind. They did name all of their prosthetics from the Greek gods. So the 3 new ones are Eros, Apollo, and Zeus. Which I thought was pretty creative. I really like Greek mythology, so yeah. Let's see. Where do I want to start? Alright, so when I first opened this, my first impressions when I got it in my hand is, I knew that it was going to be right off the bat easy for packing. It's just really realistic feeling. It's very squishy. It's just, it falls nicely. I just knew it was going to pack very well as soon as I opened it. The color is actually, it's a good color. It just is probably a little bit too light for me personally. And I don't think that I'll be able to get a really good representation of the color. And also, it does have a little bit of powder on it right now because I did wash it before this review. So, you could tell, like, it's a little bit light for me. I probably would go with something darker. And also, the paint job would probably look amazing on this guy. It does feel very similar to something that you would expect a flaccid penis to feel like. I did have, you know, it does pass the grab test from what I'm told. I don't have a ton of experience in that area, so I can't really, you know, just from what, you know, I've been told, it would easily pass the grab test. They did some pretty good work on details and size and all that stuff. There are some veins on it, and they would probably come out better. With the paint job, they would probably pop a little better. But also, I mean, and like I said, I don't really have a ton of experience in the penile area. But from the little that I do know, I don't think that veins are super pronounced on an uncut guy anyway. Could be wrong. Could be completely wrong there. The foreskin is it? Yeah. So it you know, it looks really good. The foreskin looks really good. They did a good job. I was trying to make it focus on it. So there we go. It looks really realistic. Like it really does, and I think it, you know, it would look a lot better with the paint plus, or you know, their paint job. Obviously the balls aren't 3D. They do have some detail in them. Probably could use a baby bit more, but it gets the job done. I'm gonna flip my page like a professional. I have powder on my hands too, so. Alright. As far as packing with it goes, you know, I knew it was going to be a good packer, like I said, but it ended up being a really awesome packer for me. I like to have something that I can feel there, but doesn't make a huge bulge in my pants, and it doesn't, you know, give me a constant boner. Any packer I've ever had does this all the time, and you have to, like, even the super soft packers I have, like the cyber skin ones, they do like this. Well, then this one just falls like it's supposed to. I used it one of two ways. I did not get a harness with it, and I did not get adhesive with it, so I just either dropped it in my pants, or I adhered it with, I went to the drugstore and got some of those clear bandages. Of course, I don't have the box in here, but they're just like the kind of bandages that you put over top of burns and stuff to keep water out and all that while they're healing. And I used those. I had to use 3 of them to be able to adhere it to myself. And it works for me to be able to tell, you know, if it was going to adhere well. And it did a good job. I did wait and do this review because I finally got my hands on some Hollister adhesive, and I wanted to see how it adhered before I did the review. And it actually, for me, it didn't do awesome with the actual adhesive, like the Hollister adhesive. And I've also heard, though, that you know, some people just, it doesn't work for them. And so it's either one of two things. Either this is a little bit too heavy, because it's light. It's really light, but it might be a baby bit too heavy for adhering. I don't know. Like, I've never had a packer that is adhesive compatible, so I don't really have anything to compare that to. But once I actually adhered it to myself with that adhesive, I could see how it would be maybe too heavy. But then again, if you're just wearing it in your pants, you're not going to walk around naked, then you're probably alright. What else do I want to say about this guy? Let's see. I feel like I was going to say something else before I started talking about the adhesive, but either way, it is a good packer. Overall, honestly, I would give this about a 10 out of 10. If you're looking for just a packer. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The tab on this is a bit thick. Like, I personally would have rather have like a thinner tab. I guess that's something that I could cut down if I want to, but it's a pretty thick tab. So when you're wearing it, it does give you like a little, you know, a little bump in your pants or in your underwear. Anyway, with all that being said, I'd still give this guy a 10 out of 10. I think it does a good job. and it's very affordable, and also it just is just really natural. Like, I've never had one that actually fall into place like it's supposed to. So overall, 10 out of 10. I love him. And if it wasn't STP, I would probably use this as my everyday go-to packer. But standing to pee is a big thing for me. So unfortunately, I don't use it every day. I did use it every day while I was reviewing it. But I don't use it every day anymore, only because it's not an STP, and I need an STP. They're supposedly turning these into STPs. Hopefully it's the kind that I want, because, yeah, so, because I will be ordering it if so. I hope this review was helpful, and I look forward to doing more reviews, hopefully for them. I really want to do other stuff for them. I like to help them out a lot, because I feel like they're trying to help us out. So check them out. If you don't know who they are, it's Packer Locker. I'll, you know, I don't know, just go check them out, because I feel like they get a lot of shit for things they can't help. So, anyway, take care, guys.